I never believed that one ordinary evening could change the way I looked at life forever. I had spent years building walls around myself, convincing everyone, including me, that I was perfectly fine being alone. I told people I enjoyed my own company, that I didn't need anyone, and that love was something that happened to other people. But deep inside, there was a quiet part of me that still hoped someone would see past my silence and understand the person I was hiding. That night started like any other night. I was sitting in a small corner table at a little coffee shop downtown, watching strangers walk by through the window. The rain outside painted the streets with reflections of lights, and the sound of drops hitting the glass somehow made the empty seat across from me feel even louder. The empty seat was supposed to belong to someone I had never met. Her name was Emily. My friend had arranged the blind date. At first, I refused. I didn't want awkward conversations, fake smiles, or the pressure of trying to impress someone. But my friend kept saying, "You don't know what's waiting for you until you give life a chance." So I agreed. I arrived 10 minutes early because that was just who I was. I always showed up, always kept my promises, always gave people the respect I wished they would give me. 10 minutes passed, then 20, then 30. I looked at my phone again. No message.
No explanation.
The old version of me would have walked out. I would have told myself, "See? This is why you don't trust people." But something stopped me. Maybe it was the memory of every time someone had needed patience from me. Maybe it was the thought that everyone has a story. I don't know. So I waited. At exactly 30 minutes late, the door opened. A woman rushed inside, looking around the room with nervous eyes. Her hair was slightly messy from the rain, and she held her bag tightly like she was afraid she had already ruined everything. Then she saw me. She walked toward the table slowly. "Are you Daniel?" I stood up. "Yes." She took a deep breath. "I'm so sorry. I know I'm late." I smiled politely. "It's okay. I was just waiting." She looked surprised. "You're not angry?" I shook my head.
No.
Things happen. For a moment, she didn't say anything. She just stared at me. Then she smiled softly. "You have kind eyes." I froze. It was such a simple sentence, but something about the way she said it made it feel different. People had complimented my clothes, my work, my achievements. They noticed what I did. But she noticed something I didn't even know I showed. "Kind eyes," I repeated. She laughed quietly.
Yes.
"I know it sounds strange." "No," I said. "I just haven't heard that before." She sat down. "Most people's eyes tell you what they're thinking. Yours look like they've been through a lot, but still choose to be gentle." I didn't know how to respond. Because she was right. I had been through things I never talked about. Things that changed me. Things that made me question whether being kind was a weakness. Growing up, I was always the person people came to when they needed help. But when I needed someone, there was usually nobody around. I learned how to smile while carrying invisible pain. Emily looked at me carefully. "I said something too personal, didn't I?" I shook my head.
No.
"Actually, it's just surprising."
Why?
"Because most people don't notice." She lowered her eyes. "Maybe most people don't take the time to look." That sentence stayed with me. The entire evening felt different from what I expected. There were no forced jokes, no pretending to be someone else. We just talked. She told me about her love for old movies, how she collected handwritten letters, and how she believed small acts of kindness mattered more than big promises. I told her about my quiet life, my work, and how I spent most evenings alone. She smiled. "Why do you think you're alone?" I shrugged. "Maybe I'm just not someone people choose." She looked at me seriously. "Daniel, do you know how rare it is to find someone who waits 30 minutes for a stranger without complaining?" I laughed. "Anyone could do that." "No," she replied. "They couldn't." The way she said it made me realize something. Maybe I had spent so much time believing I wasn't enough that I forgot there were good things about me too. The night continued. Hours passed without us noticing. When the coffee shop announced they were closing, we both looked surprised. "I guess time moves fast when you're actually enjoying yourself," she said. I smiled.
Yeah.
"I guess it does." Outside, the rain had stopped. We stood under the streetlight, not wanting the night to end, but not knowing what to say next. Finally, Emily smiled. I'm glad you waited. I looked at her. I'm glad you came. She started walking away, then turned around. Daniel? Yes. Don't let the world convince you that kindness isn't valuable. I watched her disappear into the street. And for the first time in years, I went home feeling like maybe my story wasn't finished yet. Maybe someone had finally seen me. Not my success. Not my mistakes. Not my past. Just me. And I didn't know it then, but that one sentence, "You have kind eyes," was only the beginning.